Hi everyone, Dario here. Today we're going to talk about NZXT peripherals, specifically keyboard and a mouse. And if you had a chance, if you have any of their products, you're most likely used to the high quality and the final finish material and everything else. But did they transfer that to their peripherals? Today we're going to check that out, see if we can count on the quality on the peripherals, on the keyboard, on the mouse, and what accessory do you get inside. Now, usually I do an actual unboxing live in the video, and then I just cut out the unnecessary parts with foil and stuff like that that is making additional noise on the microphone. But today I actually decided to unbox them early on and to see what we can expect inside the box, you know, just to see, because I usually like to record my original impression directly on the video so you guys can see it's not some sort of a fake review or faking the actual emotions when I see a new product. But today I have to say that even though I unboxed it, this keyboard and this mouse, the quality, the thing that you actually see on computer cases, on AIOs when talking about NZXT products, you can definitely expect on the peripherals. Now I'm going to start with the most unnecessary thing in the whole set, and well, basically it's not the palm rester, it's actually these two. This is the most unnecessary part because you can do it either by hands or with anything else. And the Keycap Remover is actually quite different than from any other keyboard that I've seen, and the switch remover is definitely something else. I mean, I haven't seen such a switch remover basically on any keyboard that you get in additional accessory. Now, to more serious stuff, we have the palm rester, which is magnetically attached to the keyboard, and this is quite nice because you can remove it quite easily. Keyboard even doesn't move and gives you a possibility to place it back anytime you want. Now, the top part is made out of some sort of a rubber part, which is quite soft. It doesn't have that like memory foam or something similar to that, but it gives you a possibility to place your hand and have a nice ergonomical position, let's put it that way, confronting the actual keyboard. Because in terms of using the keyboard like so, it's quite alright, but you do, for me personally, I do need to raise it to get some sort of a normal usage of the keyboard. By raising the keyboard, the palm rester actually fits quite nicely, again attached to the keyboard, and works, looks and feels amazing. Going to the top part, so you have a top aluminum chassis which you can configure by yourself. So you have a possibility to configure NZXT function keyboard into gray, black or white base. Now, when we go to the next part, we have another cool thing. You can choose the layout, so you have the ANSI or ISO layout to choose from, and you have three varieties of the keyboard. So you have the mini TKL, which basically I think it's a 60% keyboard. You have a TKL and the full size that we have right here. You can choose the switches, brown, blue, red, and for premium ones you can go with alias silent or silent black ink. All of those are Gateron switches. Now, for the keycaps, you have a possibility to choose black or gray PBT dye sublimated, and for the accent of the keycaps, which means arrows, enter, shift and escape, you can go with blue, cyan, purple, red or yellow. The cable actually is detachable USB Type-C, which is outstanding, of course, and you can choose the color as well, so you can combine it with the cable with the keycaps that are accented, and this gives you actually a nice customizable keyboard right from the factory, so that's quite cool. Taking a look from the top part, you have possibility for 4 onboard profiles, you have 3 indication lights and a nice subtle NZXT logo. On the right side you don't have nothing, but here's the catch. This is the first time, again, the first time that I'm seeing on a keyboard, and on the left side where you actually don't have a mouse if you're right-handed, sorry for the left-handed people, but for the right-handed people this is quite handy, because if you're using a mouse on your left side you'll have a volume knob, you'll have a mute button, you'll have Windows lock button, and you'll have a brightness adjustment button. That's quite nice and quite handy because they switched from all other keyboards that had it on the right side, switched it on the left side, giving you guys and myself, since I'm right-handed, a possibility to use your free hand, well, mostly free hand, that you could do that, except for the part when you're gaming, but I think you can manage and get used to it like so. So the keyboard is basically outstanding. I actually got the get on red switches, which we done a couple of times already, so you already know the sound and you're already used to it. But the layout, this one is full. I really wish that I received the TKL version, since you already know that I really love TKL version. You also have a possibility to choose if you want with RGB or without RGB. I know everybody is going to choose the RGB version. So when you plug in your keyboard, of course, the automatically RGB starts to turn on, and we have the keyboard in the NZXT CAM. As you can see, you have loads of possibilities. So you have onboard profiles to choose, you have a default one, and you have 4 onboard profiles, which you can choose from F1, F2, F3 and F4. Then you have possibility to remap the keys. You have the keys, numbers or specials. Everything can be done here directly in your NZXT CAM. You have a function layer as well as an addition. And at the bottom you have advanced settings, which you can disable the FN key, disable Windows key, or keyboard region, which you can adjust UKDE or FR, since I have the Europe version. There's also possibility to add macros, so that's a cool thing. And for the lighting, you have a possibility for a solid color, solid gradient, color shift, color pulse, covering, marquee and wave, and basically to turn it off. Now, of course, with the NZXT CAM, you can actually do basically anything with the keyboard in terms of it automatically adjusts everything on the keyboard. It works nicely. I love the scroll wheel for the volume adjustment. On the left side it's rubber based, so it gives additional grip when you're using it. Now let's shift to the lift. We have the lift NZXT mouse right here, which has, I think these are virgin grade PTFE feet, and they're really, let's see, yeah, they're gliding quite nicely, and the mouse is quite outstanding when we're talking about the actual fit in the hand, because this is 126 millimeters and it gives quite nice feel when you're placing your hand on it, because, well, this is quite interesting as well. We have a quite interesting cable. So first of all, what I would suggest is, if you have this Velcro tie, I would remove it because it will destroy your cable. And thankfully it only happened on one part, so I would remove the Velcro tie completely because it will ruin your cable and you will have all those small bits and pieces on it. So yeah, that's it. But 126 millimeters fits in your palm perfectly if your hand is from the bottom of the palm to the top of the middle finger. 19 centimeters, since I'm using it like so. You can go with palm grip, claw grip. Fingertip grip is just too much for me in this case, and you will have to put your whole hand on top of the mouse and it just doesn't fit quite nicely. But the palm grip and claw grip are just outstanding. We have a rubberized scroll wheel, which has a significant feel while scrolling, so you can actually feel each click, each movement on the scroll wheel when you try to rotate it. At the bottom we have additional button, most likely can be adjusted for the DPI switch, but we can check that, and we will check that in the NZXT CAM application. And on the left side you have 2 additional side buttons, which is quite nice and basically regular for your mouse. Now the design is quite, not basic, but minimalistic. At the bottom, as well as on the keyboard, you have a nice NZXT logo, which is subtle, nice, and you have a nice white matte finish. At the bottom, as already stated, this is a black and white version. You have PTFE feet around the optical sensor at the top and at the bottom. And that's it when we're talking about the visuals. Now for some features, you can choose a couple of different colors. You have the matte white, which we have right here. You have blue, cyan, purple, red and yellow. The whole weight of the mouse is 67 grams, which is outstanding. We have a paracord low drag cable. Talking on the bottom side, we have Pixar 3389 16000 dpi optical sensor. We have Omron mechanical switches which go up to 20 million lifetime clicks, and you can also adjust the pulling rate in the NZXT CAM by 500 to 1000 Hz. Lightning and onboard profiles can be adjusted in the NZXT CAM. Connecting NZXT LIFT to your PC, it automatically gets recognized in your NZXT CAM application, and you can actually do wonders here because it gives you possibilities that in some cases I haven't seen before, so that's quite cool. So let's start from the beginning. You have a base or reactive possibility for the color scheme, and you can choose that as you wish. You can adjust the brightness of the RGB, which only comes on the front left and front right side, and it looks really subtle. I mean, it goes quite nicely with all the NZXT products, minimalistic design, yet really elegant and clean. We have the possibility to choose the solid color, basically the same thing as you can do with the keyboard. Now, you also have a possibility to adjust 4 onboard profiles or just choose default, so that's cool. Now, Dpi settings. You can adjust each setting, each stage from 100 dpi to 1600 dpi, and the increment is by 100. So that's something you do need to know. And you can even add a color to each stage. So basically when you change it by pressing on the button, you get a short and quite nice indication with the color scheme, yet it goes back to the original solid or RGB color, so it doesn't stick to that annoying, you switch your DPI and it goes into red, or it goes into purple, or it goes into blue, and it sticks like that. Then you have the pulling rate, as already stated, 500 Hz to 1000 Hz. You can choose whatever you wish. And you also have a lift-off height, so from 2 millimeters or 3 millimeters. That's also a possibility to basically choose whatever fits your gaming style. Then we have mouse button remapping. You can choose to remap the mouse forward, mouse back, middle click, and the DPI button. That's it. That's all the options you have, but it's quite cool and quite easy to do it. And basically, after all this minutes of video, what I can say is that NZXT used all the quality material that they used in their cases, in their AIOs, transferred it into peripherals and made something quite nice. Lift and function really go nicely together. If you do really need a numerical pad, you can go with full-size keyboard, but if, for instance, you really wish to have a smaller keyboard for more space on your desk, then you'll most likely go with mini TKL or TKL version. The mouse is quite outstanding, minimalistic design as well as the keyboard. I mean, I usually really love NZXT products in terms of their design. First of all, because I really do love minimalistic design. The quality is just outstanding, as I already stated a couple of times, so don't get me wrong. I'm not repeating myself, but sometimes I do get carried away in terms of the quality, and I do want to repeat and transfer it to you guys on the video. So yeah, lift mouse, outstanding, couple of varieties you can choose from, and the keyboard is quite outstanding. As already stated, you can go with 3 varieties of layouts, and that's it. Guys, I'll put the links below for the NZXT LIFT gaming mouse and for the NZXT Function keyboard, the mini TKL, and of course the full-size keyboard, so you can choose what you really want and have a diversity with the full spectrum of NZXT peripherals, including the capsule microphone as well. So guys, thank you for watching today's video. Hope you like what you've seen. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button and notification bell so you don't miss any future content, and hopefully I will see you in future videos. Thanks, bye bye.